You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Yeah, coronavirus continues to cause panic across the country. Tonight, New York City has called in the National Guard to the suburb of New Rochelle to set up a containment area. Here's a map of the 1 mile radius area. Now, within this space, National Guard troops will help to clean public spaces. They will also be used in Westchester County to deliver food to quarantine households. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo says gathering places such as schools and religious institutions within a 1 mile radius of a highly impacted area of New Rochelle will be shut down. The restrictions will begin starting March 12th and last until March 25th. Now, speaking of the coronavirus, CDC Director Robert Redfield said efforts to fully contain the virus in some parts of the U.S. had failed, and the government would focus on blunting its impact with measures like curtailing large gatherings. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Malik, didn't Larry Kudlow stand for the cameras and say this has been contained? Didn't Donald Trump say it's been contained? So if they kept saying this has been contained, how do we keep getting new cases?
Well, clearly, well, first of all, it's impossible. It was impossible for this to be contained.
So they were lying?
As we're saying. I don't know if they were...
Were they lying?
Look.
Yes or no? Were they lying?
I think that they, to be honest...
Malik, were they lying? Yes or no?
To be honest, because I actually saw both of those that you're referencing when they made the containment. I think that they were speaking from a federal government perspective and not trying to cause an actual panic.
No, Malik, were they lying?
Well, I just would not say that they were lying.
Right, but you wouldn't say it, but you knew they were lying.
I would not say that they are lying, but what I will say...
Mario, were they lying?
They were very
Well, of course he's going to say that.
No, Mario, were they lying? No, hold up. This is a mayor. This is somebody who's responsible for citizens in his care. And when you heard government officials, Larry Kudlow, going before the cameras, when you heard Donald Trump saying, oh, this is contained, hey, it's down to zero, more cases.
What are
more
the medical
cases,
professionals saying?
Well, if Kudlow and Trump had shut the hell up and allowed the medical professionals to talk, we could hear them.
I actually agree that Trump should stop.
So with
and
that
let the
being
medical
said, I think
professionals
number one, and I'll answer the question first, yes. And let me tell you, to me, the problem with coronavirus is, number one, that you got these people like Donald Trump and these different individuals getting up speaking on something that they're completely ignorant towards. And they're not allowed, they didn't allow the medical professionals to get out in front of this and to discuss it and actually talk about the real issues, the different strands, and actually educate the people on this. You have a conglomerate of people that are in fear and scared and things like that because of the president's intentional lies that he put out about coronavirus.
Donald Trump said if you have it, go back to work.
Right,
but I don't think that's why people are afraid.
No, no. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that plays a factor.
Donald Trump said if you have coronavirus, go back to work. It's all good.
And let me tell you why. Look. This is why that plays a factor in fear. Because when he's saying this, and then you got medical professionals saying that, and then you got these individuals, you're confusing people. When you confuse people, you put fear in them.
Mario, at CPAC. Them crazy white folks at CPAC were going, oh, this is fake. This is not real. This is all made up. And guess who got sick? Somebody at CPAC.
Right.
Which is why 3 members of Congress right now are self-quarantined because they all came into contact with that person, including Mike Pence and Trump. Kelly, bottom line is Trump has been lying. And they have stood out there and not led. He's been blocking the experts from speaking and being truthful. This is where, dude, sit your ass down and be quiet. But you want to go to the CDC and say, ooh, a doctor say, I am so great at this, I should have gone down this path instead of running for president. Because he's convinced himself that now he is all-knowing about viruses in the world.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And my main point of contention with 45 is the fact that he doesn't let other people lead. Like, he feels like he's the expert on everything, and it is clear that he is not. It is clear that he doesn't know what he's talking about like 95, 99, 100% of the time. So what happens is you have experts who are trying to push the information out there, like Mario was saying, and it's literally combating with what the President of the United States is saying. And it's creating chaos. And it could have been contained. It could have been more regulated, but we have literally this ball of confusion, not only from the government, but from the medical field.
So there's a difference between what Donald Trump says and what the capabilities of our federal government. So I reject the notion that if Donald Trump had not said some of the things that Donald Trump had said, that our federal government wouldn't be in a
I disagree with you.
Donald Trump is the head of the executive branch of government.
But again,
and he
so
gets more airtime than
since
anybody.
they've actually created, and I can't think of whatever they call it, every single day, because I watch the news, and I'm sure all of us watch the news, every single day, medical professionals are on television telling us about what to expect with the virus.
Every single day,
Right.
Donald Trump is
saying something
is
that he should not be
contradicting
saying.
what they say,
Donald Trump-
and then you have these dumb MAGA people like, well, Donald said everything's great, so I'm going to believe Donald. I'm not going to believe the head of the CDC. I'm not going to believe Secretary of the Health and Human Services.
I'm going to
believe Donald
because
he's
of
my
us
man.
on this panel know any of those people who actually believe that stuff. So Donald Trump, I don't.
Oh, no.
Do we personally know people?
hold on.
Because
Yes,
I
yes.
don't. And if anybody knows MAGA people, it's actually me. And I'm not talking about what you see online.
Well, let me tell
I'm
you.
not talking about
those are
what
also
you.
MAGA people.
But I'm talking about. I'm saying personally know people. So every
Why
single
would I personally
day.
know a MAGA person?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Because that's not my.
I know
that's not my circle.
I know black Democrats. It doesn't mean just because doesn't mean you can't know other people simply because you're.
Here we go to my iPad. This is Larry Kudlow on CNBC on February 25th, y'all. Listen to this.
Coronavirus will spread to communities in the U.S. The CDC warned Tuesday. Dr. Nancy saying it's not so much a question of if this will happen, but a question of when. They're warning Americans for significant disruption to their daily lives, Larry.
Well, look, our public health people who are spectacular, the best in the world, are preparing for any eventualities, and that's exactly what they should do. They were ahead of the curve on the travel bans. Now they're ahead of the curve insofar as laying out potential emergency plans. That doesn't mean it's going to go into effect, but they're doing exactly what we're doing. We're going to get a supplemental. We've asked for a supplemental up on the Hill of $2 billion or so. That's exactly what they were doing. I just want to say, though, as far as the U.S. is concerned, when you look at this, I mean, you had a little higher head count on the infections because of the cruise ship people coming off. We have contained this. We have contained this. I won't say airtight, but pretty close to airtight. We've done a good job in the United States. Hats off to our public health people. And the other.
That was February 25th. Larry Kudlow said, it's not airtight, but we've contained this. It's close to airtight.
Larry Kudlow,
So it's not contained.
economic policy advisor. This is, as I said, they should actually leave this to the medical professionals.
Hold on. No. But I need you to answer this here. Why are they lying?
So, because I didn't, so the clip that you actually played, now I think there is a distinction that we could rightly make in the argument of when we're talking about something that's contained. So there's not a pandemic in the United States of coronavirus.
So now you're acting like.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not acting like them. I'm not acting like them. I'm actually giving you an answer.
Oh my God. Melik.
I'll actually be able to
Melik, stop. Melik.
I think that there is something to be said.
Define contain.
Well, contain generally, if we're talking about contain, what most people think that there are no additional cases that are going to come from this.
Hold on, is that what contain means?
Well, that if we're talking about contain,
I'm asking you to define contain.
That's how I would define contain.
So
whether or not it's an actual outbreak.
So when the National Economic Council Director
Economic Council Director, which is my point.
Which is why he should sit his ass down.
But I've said that.
But
I've literally said that.
But this is the problem,
I've said
Kelly.
that about Trump,
Kelly,
and I've said that about Kudlow.
Kelly, but this is the problem.
You just don't want to deal with that.
No, I am dealing with that. No, Melik, what I'm dealing with.
I've said that Trump should stop. I've said that.
Kelly, what I'm dealing with here is this. Because I know how the system works. You, as a National Economic Council Director, you cannot go on television unless somebody has approved it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't just hop up. And so the fact of the matter is, Kudlow was sent out to say that because Donald Trump only gives a damn about himself in the stock market. They were trying to stop the stock market from dropping.
Which is valid.
It did. No, it's not valid. What you do is you don't lie to try to get it to happen. And guess what? Nobody in the stock market believed them, and that's why the stock market has lost more than 4,000 points, wiped out gains from the last 2 years, and these fools keep lying. They stood there, and Donald Trump, Friday, look, anyone, you want a test? You can get a test. You want a test? You can get a test. It's a damn lie. It was an absolute lie, because we'd already heard them say, yeah, the number of tests we said we're going to have available, we actually don't have them available. They keep lying. And that's the problem here. And then, of course, I'm going to find in a second, wait till I play this Media Matters clip where they just juxtapose Fox News and Fox News looking at, the Ebola virus, which was 2 people, 2 nurses, who was let back into the United States. And you swore Americans were just dropping dead from Ebola left and right, and how they were trashing Obama. The fact of the matter is, the Trump people keep lying, and they keep making stuff up, and they make it hard for the people to trust the professionals because, unfortunately, it's a bunch of these dumb MAGA people who only believe Trump. Go ahead.
Not only is it that they only believe Trump, they believe the president. They believe that office. So the problem with Trump lying is that he is the head of the executive branch of the United States. CDC falls under that. Surgeon General falls under that. They're on his cabinet. So everything that you hear from these other officials, they're all under Trump. So when they say one thing and Trump says another, no one's going to believe the former because the latter overrides the former.
Well, you should. Common sense says that you should.
Well, first of all,
that's the problem.
But common sense says that you should trust a medical professional.
Well, first of all,
I should trust my president.
First of all, it's a bunch.
I would actually believe my doctor over a president of the United States.
Normally, we have normal, non-narcissistic presidents.
A narcissistic president? We've never had one of those.
Excuse me. Normally, when you have non-narcissistic presidents, where it's not all about them, who understand how to urge calm, who understand how to defer to the medical professionals. What you have not had was a silly-ass president who goes to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wearing a MAGA hat and essentially shushing them, and then comparing the perfect coronavirus test to his perfect call to the Ukrainians. That's the ignorance that you have here. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, so a lot of y'all are always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Nope. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All right, so first of all, that graphic is way too small. So tomorrow we're going to run it right down here all across the screen. So it's RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, that goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.